Laziness, the pinnacle of human achievement. If you believe the hype, lazy people are the scourge of society, contributing nothing but couch-shaped indentations to the world. But what if I told you that the laziest among us might actually be getting more done than the busiest bees in the hive? Intrigued yet? You should be. Society has this incredible love affair with the idea of hard work. We idolize the image of the tireless worker, the person who burns the midnight oil, who sacrifices sleep, social life, and sanity for the sake of productivity. The corporate world loves to dangle the carrot of success in front of employees, promising that endless toil and dedication will inevitably lead to the top of the ladder. Want to be the CEO? Better start working 80-hour weeks. Want to be remembered as a success? Say goodbye to weekends and hello to spreadsheets and PowerPoint presentations. From a young age, we're taught that if we're not working hard, we're hardly working. Schools reward the students who put in the most effort, often overlooking those who might be a little too good at finding shortcuts. It's a cultural norm to equate being busy with being productive. If your calendar isn't full and your inbox isn't overflowing, are you even trying? People who prefer to take it easy are often labeled as lazy, unmotivated, or even failures. The expectation is clear: work hard, play hard, and if you're not doing both, you're doing something wrong. But what if everything we know about laziness is wrong? What if the lazy ones have cracked the code of life, finding the secret path to achieving more with less effort? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive into a world where laziness isn't a flaw, but a superpower. Let's start by looking at some evidence, because who doesn't love a good study to back up a wild claim? A 2016 study published in the journal Current Biology suggests that the human brain is wired to conserve energy. That's right, folks. Our brains are naturally inclined to be lazy. The researchers found that when given the option, people preferred paths of least resistance, both mentally and physically. It turns out that saving energy is not just a strategy for survival, but a way to optimize performance. In another study conducted by a team at the University of Copenhagen, researchers found that people who appeared lazy at work were actually more strategic in their task management. By avoiding unnecessary tasks and focusing on what's truly important, they were able to complete their work more efficiently. Think about it. The lazy person isn't going to waste their time on a task that doesn't need doing. They're going to find the quickest, easiest way to achieve their goals and move on to more exciting things, like napping. And then there's the infamous example of Bill Gates, who reportedly said, "I choose a lazy person to do a hard job because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it." Gates, a man who built a trillion-dollar empire, seems to think there's something to this laziness thing. Let's take a look at a real-life story that perfectly encapsulates the power of laziness. Meet John, a software engineer at a bustling tech startup in San Francisco. John, by all traditional metrics, was the quintessential lazy employee. He clocked in late, took extended lunch breaks, and was often seen lounging at his desk with his feet up. Yet somehow, John always met his deadlines and was often the first to finish projects. In 2019, when the company was preparing for a major product launch, the pressure was on. Teams were working overtime, stress levels were through the roof, and the atmosphere was tense. But not for John. While everyone else was frantically typing away, John was calmly sipping coffee and reading a book about automation. You see, John had spent his lazy hours developing a set of scripts that automated most of his routine tasks. When the launch day arrived, John's team was the only one that delivered without a hitch, all thanks to his so-called laziness. His manager, initially skeptical of John's approach, couldn't argue with the results. John was promoted, and his methods became a model for efficiency in the company. His story is a testament to the idea that sometimes working smarter, not harder, is the key to success. Now let's dive into some cold, hard statistics because numbers never lie, right? According to a survey conducted by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average American worker is productive for only about 2 hours and 53 minutes during an 8-hour workday. That means most people are already spending a significant portion of their day doing, well, not much at all. Meanwhile, a study published in the Journal of Economic Behavior and Organization found that countries with shorter work weeks have higher productivity rates. Countries like Norway, Denmark, and Germany, where the average work week is significantly shorter than in the United States, consistently rank among the most productive in the world. Coincidence? I think not. The data suggests that when people have less time to work, They tend to focus on what's really important and cut out the fluff. It's almost as if having more free time actually leads to getting more done. Who would have thought? So why exactly do our brains work this way? Why are we so drawn to the idea of doing less? Well, it turns out that our brains are wired to avoid unnecessary effort. It's a survival mechanism that dates back to our hunter-gatherer ancestors. Back then, conserving energy wasn't just a preference, it was a necessity. Every calorie expended had to be worth it, because food wasn't always guaranteed. Fast forward to the modern world, and our brains still crave efficiency. This is why we love shortcuts, hacks, and anything that promises to make life easier. Our brains get a little dopamine hit every time we find a faster way to do something. It's like a reward for being clever, for outsmarting the system. This natural inclination towards laziness isn't a defect. It's an evolutionary advantage. It allows us to focus our energy on solving the real problems, rather than getting bogged down by the mundane. In other words, laziness is just smart resource management. All right, so you're convinced. Laziness might actually be the secret to getting more done. But how do you harness this magical power in your own life? Here are 4 practical steps to become a master of lazy productivity. Step 1. Prioritize like a lazy genius. Focus on the tasks that truly matter and have the biggest impact. Let go of everything else. Make a to-do list, but with a twist. Only put 3 items on it. Force yourself to choose what's really important. Step 2. Embrace automation. Just like our friend John, find ways to automate the repetitive tasks in your life. Use technology to your advantage. Set up automatic bill payments, email filters, and calendar reminders. The less you have to think about the mundane, the more brain power you can devote to the things that matter. Step 3. Take breaks. Lots of them. It might sound counterintuitive, but regular breaks can actually boost your productivity. Studies have shown that short breaks can improve focus and creativity. So next time you're feeling stuck, step away from your desk, take a walk, or just stare out the window for a while. Step 4. Celebrate small wins. Each time you use your laziness to your advantage, give yourself a pat on the back. Recognize the efficiency and cleverness of your approach. This will reinforce the habit and make it easier to embrace laziness in the future. Remember, the goal isn't to do nothing, but to do more with less effort. But what about the naysayers? Surely there must be some objections to this radical idea of laziness leading to productivity. One common argument is that lazy people will miss deadlines and produce poor quality work. And sure, if laziness is taken to the extreme, that's a possibility. But we're not advocating for apathy here. The key is strategic laziness, where you focus on optimizing your efforts rather than eliminating them entirely. Another concern is that not all jobs allow for this kind of efficiency. Some roles, particularly those in manual labor or customer service, require constant activity. But even in these cases, finding small ways to streamline tasks or improve processes can make a difference. Lastly, there's the fear of societal judgment. No one wants to be labeled as lazy in a world that worships hustle culture. But remember, it's not about what others think, it's about what works for you. If laziness helps you achieve more and live a happier life, isn't that worth a little side-eye from the workaholics? So why does this lazy approach actually work? It's simple. Efficiency thrives on constraints. When you have less time or energy to complete a task, you're forced to find innovative solutions. Laziness, in this context, becomes a tool for creativity. It challenges you to think outside the box and find better ways to achieve your goals. This approach also reduces burnout, allowing for sustained productivity over the long term. Instead of sprinting through life, only to collapse from exhaustion, you can maintain a steady pace, ensuring that you have the energy to tackle challenges as they arise. In essence, laziness allows you to work smarter, not harder. And isn't that the ultimate goal? So are you ready to embrace your inner laziness and become a productivity powerhouse? Start small, experiment with these strategies, and see how they transform your work life. Share your experiences in the comments below, and let's start a revolution where doing less is the key to achieving more. Remember, it's not about doing nothing. It's about doing the right things with minimal effort. Subscribe for more deadpan wisdom from yours truly, and join me in celebrating the art of laziness. In conclusion, maybe it's time we stop idolizing the workaholics and start celebrating the lazy geniuses among us. They've figured out how to get more done with less effort, and that's a talent worth recognizing. So next time someone calls you lazy, just smile and thank them. After all, you're probably getting more done than they are.